Audio Jungle.
Yo ho ho, happy Thursday, June 8th, yet another edition of Don Mafia Live. As always, your host, Dan Mitchell. Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST, I am bringing you the late breaking news of the NFL, and then also along with some amateur analysis from yours truly. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank God this stream is about a watch that does not concern DeAndre Hopkins. It is a brand new watch, and that just so happens to be Dalvin Cook. Dude was just released from the Minnesota Vikings about an hour or so ago. Miami Dolphins fans are going crazy. Denver Broncos fans are going crazy. Where the hell is this guy going to end up? We absolutely have no idea. We're seeing some people in the chat already. Super excited to see everybody so far. Damon's coming in saying, "Good morning, Dan. How's your morning been?" It's been pretty good, man. I woke up this morning. I got a workout in. I'm pretty sure I figured out like what the hell has been bothering me. I'm pretty sure I have like a sinus infection. Not going to lie to you. Still like really congested. The air quality hasn't been ideal in South Carolina. It has to do with the wildfires up in Canada, but I'm really hoping that I can turn this corner. I'm hoping that my natural immune system can take care of it. Once I'm done with this stream, I'm going to just sit in the bath. I haven't taken a bath, I think, since I was about like 5 years old, but whatever works. I mean, whatever works. I got to get this shit out because I got a busy day. I have Bills Mafia happy hour at 5 p.m. A couple of more things I got to take care of throughout the day. But so glad that everyone's joining me. Have a lot to talk about with Dalvin Cook. Let's just make it work. Thomas Staples coming in saying, "My guy, I'm locked in with you. Hope you're enjoying the day." Listen, man, I really appreciate that. I mean, ever since I started the stream, I've been noticing so many familiar faces continuously coming in and supporting your boy, like hanging out, talking football as we wait for the actual season to commence. It is super humbling, super cool. Keith, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. Cameron Forrester saying, "Is Buffalo out of the equation already?" In my opinion, man, I think there's no way in hell that we're going to get them. I don't even think that we're a part of the conversation. I really don't. For a couple of reasons. Number one, Dalvin Cook has said that he doesn't want to outshine his brother. And then number two, I think that we're set like at the running back position. I have never felt more confident in Damian Harris, Latavius Murray, James Cook, and Nyheim Hines. This is the most excited and most confident I've been in the Buffalo Bills running back room in a long time. And I feel like the front office feels the same way. We don't know what these front offices are thinking. For all I know, we very much are in the conversation, but I just don't see it happening. I really don't. Walmart better get this deal done for Dalvin. I know, dude. My dude has been resident Broncos fan, always tuning in. I sincerely hope he goes to Denver. I really do. I want him to stay far away from the East. And so I think the Dolphins would be a good fit. I feel like that would be like a really good equation for them. I feel like that would take pressure off of Tua and then hopefully have him play more than 9 or 10 games a season, because defenses might be a little bit more hesitant of consistently bringing pressure. But as a Buffalo Bills fan, I'm really hoping that he goes to Denver. So you and I are on the exact same side. Good afternoon, everybody. What's up, man? What's up, RR? And so TD had annoyed me last night about Josh. Wish he would go back to his 49ers and Chargers game streams. Dude legit was sick of Tua. Man, so you need to understand something about TD. He plays a character. We all know what he really like thinks about Josh Allen. He thinks he's elite. He thinks he like is that guy. He admits it every single time on his stream, not AFC's Roundtable. He's doing it to make sure that you guys continuously come back. So it's basically a marketing scheme in his eyes, because he's just like, hey, say that Bills Mafia doesn't have a good show out. Say, for example, Dan's not pulling the numbers that we need. He's going to be a Josh Allen hater, because we all know that that's going to be bringing in some views. Hope everybody tuned in to the AFC's Roundtable last night. Great episode. In case anybody was like unaware of this, we're still selling tickets to Bills and Jets. And that's going to be Monday Night Football in New York City. So if anybody wants to go, tickets are still for sale. And just DM me on Twitter. I'll go ahead and hide that out. Follow me on Twitter and DM me if you're interested, and I will send you a personal link. I believe that we only have 17 tickets left. And that's going to include the open bar party. That's going to include the actual game. where you get to sit with all of us. So definitely always a solid thing. Salty Dolphins fan, hello. What's up, man? What's up? And so Waddle has to throw himself the ball. We already have some shit talking going on in the live chat. I like that. Diop is going to the Texans. Hot take. That would be hysterical, so to be honest with you, especially since he tried just talking all that bullshit about how he wanted to play for a contender and money wasn't an issue. But if he goes to the damn Texans or even the Titans, who I think are going to be absolutely ass this coming year, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Hopefully you feel better soon, Dan. Thanks, man. Like I said, it's just sinuses. Like I'm not on my deathbed. It's just a series of discomfort. It really, really is. Like I said, after this, I'm going to take a bath for the first time since I was 5 years old. And then I'm probably going to take a nap. And it 1,000% is going to be thanks to my Manta sleep mask, by the way, which is today's stream's sponsor. Say, for example, you haven't heard of this thing. This right here is one of the most on the planet. Super comfortable. These cups make it super easy on your eyes. And it literally does not let a single peep of light sleep through. Like, I'm not sure about you guys, but I've always had trouble napping. This thing right here makes it absolutely perfect. It's a great gift. So say, for example, you're looking for a girlfriend gift, or you're looking for maybe a mother's gift, or maybe even somebody that has a hard time sleeping. Manta is where it's at. Most comfortable sleep mask in the game. Helps me go to sleep, especially during the daytime for naps, so I can be as productive as possible. Go ahead and check out their website. Link is in my description, and code Don Mafia is going to get you an additional 10% off. You will thank me later, boys. You will thank me later. So offense will be filthy with the Cook brothers together at Dalvin. Absolutely. There's no question about it. I'm going to believe in Brandon Beane when he says that we're not going for any more additional names, because we're going to have to trade a couple of players in order for us to be cap compliant before the year begins. But we'll think what's going on. Glenn's coming in. Good morning, Dan. You get better if you stop thinking about Josh as your quarterback. Oh, man. Sounds like I'm going to be sick for a long time then. Ronald is coming in. Hey, Dan, what's up? What's up, bro? Hope all is well. Damon says that I fell asleep for 5 minutes and my phone is blowing up about Dalvin Cook. I know that that's massive, absolutely massive sort of conversation when it comes down into Dalvin Cook, but definitely solid. Oh, man, we got King Cat coming in, my boy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. $10 donation, great way to support the channel. Hit that like button. That is absolutely right, y'all. Speaking of a very good way of supporting this channel, best way to do it is simply just by smashing that like button, right? It's free. It takes less than half a second. Very great way of supporting this. Let me go on ahead and get this chat real fast. Jason Phillips is saying week 10 is about to be crazy. I live in Rochester, so I may have to go to the game. A Broncos fan in Rochester. Interesting, man. Interesting. I would love to hear that story. If Dolphins get cooked, they finally became kind of worrisome to me. Yeah, I feel like that would sort of make me worried about them. Where they stand right now, not very concerned. As far as their defense, I've never really been scared of Fangio. In fact, and so Josh Allen and especially the Bills' offense has always performed well against Fangio, and they've always performed well against the Dolphins' defense historically, and then also Jalen Ramsey, who is their most additional add-on. But with Dalvin Cook, I think that just makes him a lot more of a complete team, and I agree. Chris Woods is saying, how much are those tickets? Those tickets are running about $260. That's going to get you the tailgate party, which includes an open bar for the first 2 hours, and then it's also going to get a full food display, and then it's also going to give you tickets right in this section that we have together with everybody for Monday Night Football. So if that is something you're interested in, send me a DM and I will send you a personal link where you can go on ahead and sign up. We would love to see you. And so TD thinks Josh is trash, but he does not think Tua is a franchise quarterback either. I don't buy that TD thinks that Josh is trash. He has admitted it several times that Josh Allen is elite on his own stream and then 1 or 2 times on the AFC East roundtable. Like I said, Glenn, he plays a character. He's a marketing genius. He really is. Because what brings people in, what brings views is hate. Like hate always drives views a hell of a lot more than a lot of people are talking about. Broncos said there is no way. So Broncos said there is no way that they're getting them. Did that come from the front office? What are you thinking? Wear your Elmer Fudd hat with that mask. Oh, man. And so if I had an Elmer Fudd hat, I would definitely combine that. Nobody is worried about Cook getting his 3.4 yards per carry. I mean, dude has had a 1,000-yard season the past 4 to 5 years. Still pretty solid. Still pretty solid back. I mean, I wouldn't definitely sleep on him, that's for sure. You already know he's going to Miami? I hope not. I really hope not. I hope that he just ends up going to Denver. But, I mean, if he goes, he goes. You know, there's really not much else we can do. Let's hope he doesn't go to Miami. Exactly. But, hey, you know what? That just makes the AFC East that much more interesting and makes the betting odds a bit more crazy as well, if you will. And so instead of just getting players to get down to the final 53, can we just trade away a couple of players to get more draft picks, adding to the 10 picks we already have? Yes, as a matter of fact. Buffalo Bills, we're going to have to trade a couple to be like cap compliant this year. We're going to have to. I'm not sure who is going to be a target. In fact, I'm planning on actually making a video of some like top trade targets this year of somebody that we could like sort of boost off by having a couple of more picks and give us some sort of like cap leeway. But as of right now, I still need to look into it and see who, based off of contracts, based off of everything else, would make it happen. Matthew's coming in. Solids. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Super awesome. So I'm glad you're feeling better today. Thanks for steering me in the right direction to get the tickets for the Bills and the Jets game. Can't wait to be there, and that game is going to be absolutely fire. Go Bills for life. It's got to be wild, man. I think that and so I think the NFL really was brilliant when it came down into the fact that they wanted to have both of these teams play on Monday Night Football. I think it's going to break records. I think it's like perfect for prime time. Josh Allen, who was recently just named for Madden cover, a lot of expectations. He's been getting a lot of hate too. Like Josh Allen's been getting a lot of hate from other fan bases. It's like almost to a point where I'm like, bro, like, come on, right? Like they're like, oh man, he hasn't won a Super Bowl. Why does he deserve to be on that? Why does the media love him so much? Like, dude, like there's 32 teams in the NFL. And last time I checked, football was a team sport. But so I feel like he has a lot of hate like against him. And then Aaron Rodgers also has a lot of expectation. Can he be the dude? Can he be that dude in New York? We'll see. We will see. Mike Green, big problem for Miami will be their offensive line and if they can open holes for them. That's also true. That is also true. I think that like that's still one of like their biggest weaknesses with the most holes. And we all know what it's like for the Buffalo Bills not being able to run the ball. Largely had to do with our personnel that just didn't know how to run block for their life. Maybe a part of it also had to do with overall talent in the running back room. So we're going to have to see. But I don't think that that would steer them away from offering him a deal just because of those offensive line concerns. But say that it does happen. Hopefully that Mike Green can sort of convince me that it's not as big of a deal as we thought. John Elway and Terrell Davis got my heart. It's tough being a troll in the middle of Bills Mafia. It's got to be. Hey, man, listen, same thing. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I got a buddy that was born and raised here. He's a big Broncos fan, and same story. He likes the Broncos because of John Elway and everything. Matthew, once again, man, I didn't thank you enough. That was so generous. I really appreciate you, brother. Certainly did not have to do that, but it goes a long way. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. James Feets is coming in saying his best numbers were when he was on his rookie deal and never lived up to his current cap hits. Ronald Enoch says, I'm in PA. When did Jets? What you mean by that, man? When the Jets game is, it's Monday Night Football, September 11th. So Bills, Jets for everything. James Feets is coming in saying, only thing Miami is going to win in finishing third in the AFC East. Man, I love the rivalry between the Bills and the Jets. And so the Bills and the Miami Dolphins this year. I really do, man. I think that we can all like agree that I'm glad that the Patriots are just like a laughing stock at this point. And so I'm glad that, like, I mean, I think Jets fans, Bills fans, and Dolphins fans can all agree, like, thank God, like, we're all just not in the dumpster and the Patriots are running away with this damn division every year. So frustrating. So glad that that's over with. I think we can all agree on that. If Dolphins get Cook, I think they're winning the division. It certainly gives them a good opportunity. It certainly makes them a bit more competitive. That's for sure. I think that it takes away a lot of pressure on Tua. It's just, will your offensive line, A, be able to protect Tua, meaning that he'll be able to play the entire season, and will they be able to effectively run block so Dalvin Cook can actually be worth something? So I think that's the one unanswered question that we're not going to see until the season starts, in my opinion. And that's coming from, that's coming from a Bills fan. It really is. His best friends were when he was on his best numbers were when he was on his rookie deal and never lived up to his current cap hit. Kim Betts is saying Josh has a lot of fans all over the world. He does, man. He definitely does. A lot of fans all over the world. It just seems like other fan bases, man. Like, I feel like out of all fan bases that hate Josh Allen the most, I would say Dolphins fans hate him the most. And then also Bengals fans hate him for some reason. I have no idea why, because they've beat us twice, right? I have no idea why they hate on Josh Allen so much, but that's what I've noticed from the jump is those two fan bases talk the most shit about Josh Allen. I have no idea why. No one says anything about Lamar running the ball. They say he's elite for it. He was also on the Madden cover. I love Lamar, but I'm not sure why people get sour about Allen. They just do, man. They just do. I think a lot of it goes back to the point where, like, he was supposed to be ass, right? Like, I mean, like, he was supposed to be ass. Like, the media, like, portrayed him and painted him as, like, a bust immediately. And they're like, oh, like, and so why didn't the Bills go on ahead and grab Josh Rosen or like so-and-so or so-and-so? Like, they thought Josh Allen was a reach. And then the first couple of years, he was progressing, and yeah, he had his issues. But then once he started having some balling years, like, people just still hung on to that narrative, and they're still hoping that that's eventually what he becomes. But it's going to take like a couple more years of dominance. And frankly, it's going to take a Lombardi. It's going to take a Lombardi. There's going to be people out there who continuously move the goalpost no matter what. Like, say, for example, Josh goes out there and wins like 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Like, people will probably still say, oh, yeah. And so you talk to me when he beats Brady's Super Bowl record. Or say, for example, like he ties Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl record or something. Or he's like one below Patrick Mahomes. Everyone's always going to be moving the goalposts on him. It's how it is. That's how football is. That's how fans are. They chirp. It took forever, especially for me, to ever give Tom Brady his credit, right? Like, even after all the Super Bowls that Tom Brady racked up, it took me until he went to Tampa Bay and he won the Super Bowl there before I admitted, okay, he's the greatest of all time. Because when he was at the Pats and he was just winning and winning and winning and winning, my biggest argument was that it's all Belichick and he's a system quarterback. But then he goes over to Tampa Bay and wins another one. It took me that long to admit Tom Brady's greatness. And I imagine it's going to be the same thing for Josh Allen. So he's going to have to get some accolades. He's going to have to get some accolades, man. So Jordan Smith is saying we have Murray, Harris, Cook, and Allen. Don't need another back. Absolutely, Jordan. Same thing. I am so happy with Damian Harris and Latavius Murray. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, Ronald, I'm sorry about that, man. Dude, I really hope I really hope that you're having a speedy recovery. That's terrible. That's terrible, man. I super glad to see you back. Super glad to see you back. What game is in New York Jets? So Monday, September 11th, Monday Night Football, Week 1. Bills and Jets are playing, and the AFC East Roundtable is actually selling tickets where we're having our very first event. So if anybody's interested, like I said, send me a DM on Twitter, and I could send you a private link if you wanted to join us. We're so excited about it. We really are. So Joshua came in and said that Master did make a good point yesterday, saying what we do in the regular season really doesn't matter. Just make the playoffs and get to the big dance. He did make a good point last night. He was on one last night, bro. Like Master at Work was actually giving like some thoughtful analysis last night, and it was very entertaining. I was like, homie. I was like, dude, like I'm like, that must be like what like a defeated Patriots fan sounds like. But dude was spitting fire last night. He was saying, and so the Bills shouldn't give up like and so the Bills shouldn't care about the division this year. And so the Bills like number one criticism is not like being able to make it into the playoffs or not being able to perform in the playoffs at the end of the day. So he was just like, honestly, like all the Bills need to worry about is just getting in the playoffs, getting hot at the right time, and then making it to the Super Bowl and not just like putting it all out in the field in the regular season and just lock in when the playoffs come around. It was a great point. Absolutely. And so I have an insight about Bengals fans hating Josh. They just subconsciously hate all things Bills because Bills fans outshined them by showing some real integrity and rewarding Dalton back in 2017. Trey Williams is saying these Bengals fans are mad. People don't talk about Joe Burrow as much as Allen. Joe has had more help than anybody his whole QB career. Yeah, dude, he does have a damn buffet of receivers, that's for sure. And so I do not hate Josh, just think he needs to correct two things: turnovers and throwing guys open, giving them a chance to run with the ball. That's right. Glenn came in last night and he was talking about yards after the catch. So Josh doesn't place the ball, or this is according to Glenn, that Josh doesn't place the ball effectively where the receivers have an opportunity to create yards after the catch. Not bad. Not bad. So the AFC East is the most hated quarterbacks. They do. Top three seeds in the AFC: Buffalo, Jacksonville, Cleveland. I'm glad somebody agrees with me. I really am. I am still dying on that hill. That's one of my hottest takes. That's one of my hottest takes going into the NFL year, that the Cleveland Browns are winning the NFC North. I think the Bengals are going to be a wild card this year. I really do. I think the Browns are going to come out and absolutely just dominate. They have an incredible defense, great secondary, great pass rush with Za'Darius Smith now on that damn line. Same thing with Myles Garrett and Deshaun Watson, who is the furthest thing away from being washed up. He's 27. He's going to be fine. Patrick is coming in saying, Dan, you need to be a stronger voice on the AFC's roundtable. We can't let these clowns, Dolphins fans, disrespect our QB. Patrick, and so I get this every now and again, and when it comes down to it, like anybody that screams their takes, like it doesn't resonate with me, right? Like I'm not going to turn into that guy that sits there and continuously repeats myself of absolute like obvious things. It's so inherently obvious. It's so inherently obvious that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in that division. I'm not going to sit there and just get loud. And so the largest misconception is that when people scream, their takes mean so much more. It's not that at all. I say my takes, and at the end of the day, if you were to put both of those takes next to each other and put the volume at the exact same time, my takes are absolutely destroying them. It's how it is. I'm not going to sit there and argue with somebody who's clearly just being a meme and saying complete absolute nonsense. I say what I say. And then if they respond and just completely pull out a bunch of nonsense out of the way, like I'm never going to be that guy that screams my takes. I'm never going to be that guy that screams my takes on these things because like some of the takes I hear from TD like make me feel like I'm arguing with a 4-year-old, right? So say that I were to continue to do that, then those streams would be 4 hours, right? There's no convincing somebody that's completely lost their mind. You know what I mean? Patrick comes in and says, yeah, you're right. God, I get so worked up. I get worked up too, man, but I'm used to it. I'm used to like these 3-year-old takes. I really am. Dude, I feel like fucking shit. Corey coming in. Go Bills from Kansas. Dude, enemy territory. Bills fan in Kansas. How did you become a Bills fan, man? You from Buffalo originally? It's because he's good in the red zone. And so as a Dolphins fan, I'm so happy you guys didn't sign Jamal Williams. You guys had not so great of a red zone offense. And if you got Jamal Williams, then you guys would have won more games. I wouldn't even say that, man. I think the reason behind why we didn't have a good red zone offense, and this was an outlier. This was a complete outlier. The Bills historically have been known as having like a top 3 red zone offense. Last year was different. And it all had to do with the fact that we had no option out of the slot. We had damn Isaiah McKenzie, and then we had a rookie that just couldn't get separation and be like that one guy that can create consistent separation. And Diggs was typically double teamed during those situations when like the short field happened. Now that we have Dalton Kincaid, if he can take the right steps, which by the way, he's been taking reps with the first team, all OTAs. If he can get that separation, our red zone offense is going to completely improve. We just need a threat out of the slot, and then hopefully Kincaid is that guy. So Damian Harris is better than Jamal Williams. The Lions had number 1, 2 run on line last year, one wonder. And Jason Phillips said Stephen A. Smith is the reason people scream their takes. Like, bro, like, I mean, and so I'm not sure about you, but like when it comes down into it, like I definitely get them worked up because they say anybody that screams during an argument is losing because they don't have like enough self-confidence in their take. So they start screaming. So in my opinion, like when I stay calm and I just state like the absolute facts, just because someone's screaming doesn't mean they're right. That's me. Brandon Day says you don't got to be loud to be heard. Dan represents us well in the AFC's roundtable. Dude, come on, man. Like, and so we try to keep the episode an hour and a half, and say that I were to adopt like TD's method, like you guys would be watching that show from 8 to like 1 a.m. Like there's no convincing, bro. There's no convincing. My only take is that I just want to go out ahead and I just want to convince the live chat that I'm right. And there's going to be people who are like, oh, Josh Allen's trash. It doesn't matter if I pull out a damn whiteboard. It doesn't matter if I pull out a damn whiteboard and like I'm sitting there going through the X's and O's showing how more superior Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are to every other team. If you love your team, there's no convincing you. There's no convincing you at all. And so I like say like a couple of digs. Like last night, I'm pretty sure I called like TD Captain Casual. And so I didn't take it for a casual fan. And I called a couple people in the live chat Captain Casual. I thought that was funny. But here we are. Omkar is coming in. Who do you want the Bills to play in the Super Bowl next year in Vegas? Bills, 49ers. Hold on. Someone's at my door. I'll be back. Yeah, super wild. CPI is out there, home security, helping out with our panel or something along those lines. Who even knows what's good? 100%. My puppy runs out of his doggy door when he hears TD screaming. Glenn's like, you can't say Josh the best QB in the AFC is this year with Aaron Rodgers, and if Tua takes the next step. And so at the end of the day, Glenn, all I'm looking for is accolades. And as far as I'm concerned, Josh Allen's won the division for the past 3 years. So until somebody takes it, he's going to be that guy. Like, he's the best quarterback in the AFC East until it's proven otherwise. And so he makes it the furthest in the playoffs. He wins the division. So if someone can prove me wrong, if someone can beat him this year, then we can have that debate. But Hopkins, not Cook. I'm so sick of Hopkins, man. I'm so sick of that dude. Sign with the Texans. Do what you got to do. And TD, I told y'all last year was the Bills here, window closed. Meanwhile, the Bills team is in 23 with better running back, wide receiver, O-line, D-line, pass rush, and total depth. Like I said. Nonsense. Glenn says, I do speak loud. Glenn, listen, I love your text. And so the best thing I love about Glenn is that like he doesn't roast all of us like every week. He takes turns. So at least I have like 3 weeks off or like 2 weeks off of like getting like the smoke, you know? It's definitely always a good thing. King Jamie the Mad, my guy, coming in. Just watch. Bills will come out with a whole new strategy with Levi. Marky Broda did back in the day. Just gonna make sure we get on this. Who even knows? Pez Buff, what up, man? All right, guys. I just wanted to hop on a little bit for Don Mafia Live. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. And so I don't know what happened right there, but I will be live again for Bills Mafia Happy Hour at 5 p.m. EST. So make sure you join me there, and definitely hit me up on Twitter if you decide that you want to come to that game. Like I said, we have 17 more tickets left. So if you're interested in going to this game, buy those tickets. DM me on Twitter, and then we can work something out. Make sure you get your Monta sleep mask, baby. Listen, best in the game. Helps me nap pretty solidly. Do what you got to do. Links in description. And code Don Mafia gets you 10% off. We'll see y'all next time. 5 p.m. EST. Later.